Good morning, Nupur. How are you?
Good morning, Veena ji. Good morning to all our lovely viewers. Happy Monday. How is everybody doing today?
Welcome to Dil Diyan Gallan,
Thank
friends,
you. Always
and
nice to be here.
and my co-host, my friend, co-host be here, guest be here, and person we started together. I would say 2.5 years ago, and you know, it was every day before, 5 days a week, and then we stopped it like 2 years. But it became 2 years. Now it's 3 days a week. I think all of you know that, but I want to just introduce Nupur with you to all of you again. Not only being a good friend, but also an accomplished, a chef. And I would say, anytime you need anything, like you're having a gathering, when you
You're
get
too kind,
together,
Veena ji.
no time. That place to call is Nupur. She'll be there, and she'll do more than what you asked her. Like, I know that for a fact, because I was
Thank
having
you.
a little get together, and I said, "Oh, I have some friends coming over," and she stayed beyond what she did beyond what she had to do. So that's
I
that's what
try.
that's what Nupur is. And also she has her own website and site, and she does all the cooking and everything every day live. It's called the Queen's Curry Kitchen, and she does recipes and everything. If you want to follow her, please do so, because she has something every day, something different, and very easy to make, because I've seen some of them, and I was saying, oh my, that not the way you do it is so easy,
Thank
because you
you.
give her the
Thank you.
exact stuff and you explain everything very nicely. So being holiday time coming up again, with Christmas is just around the corner, and of course everybody's going somewhere or they're hosting something, and why not do something for the season, holiday season? So I think we
Absolutely.
can do something,
So,
show us something which is very easy to make, and we can take it somewhere, or even we can enjoy it ourselves. During the holiday season, why not? We can also
yeah.
enjoy and eat. So here she is, Nupur Arora.
Thank you so much for that fantastic introduction, Veena ji. I think I have to live up to that glorious introduction that you created for me. First off, everybody that tried to make the dessert that we made last time, the decadent apple pie shop, I got a lot of messages and I got pictures of people who tried to make it. So Sushma ji was one of them, Janki was one of them. There's a couple of other names that elude me, but I'm just so glad that you guys tried it and it worked out for you and it was just as easy as I told you it was going to be. So thank
Yes.
you for not only watching the videos on Dil Diyan Gallan, but also actually executing it. I'm really grateful. And thank you for sharing your feedback. Everybody said, my family loved it, my kids loved it. So mwah, big thank you for that. That has also proven that dessert is obviously a very popular category. And sometimes we don't have the skills or the time to do elaborate desserts. I, for one, am a baker-phobe. I'm too scared of baking. I tried to bake something once and my whole oven got fire. So I had to call 911. It was really not a pretty sight. No one got hurt, but so I can imagine that a lot of us are in the same predicament. Of late, I'm also bumping into a lot of senior citizens who cannot stand in the kitchen for too many hours. So they really don't have the time or the physical athleticism that elaborate preparations require. Also, if you're hosting a Christmas dinner or a Christmas brunch or whatever, and you are focusing a lot on the main course, then dessert and appetizers often get overlooked. So I try to teach you like simple stuff that you can make ahead. You can stick it in the fridge and then bring it out, and people will be like, wow, this is great. Okay.
Wow.
So let's get started with today's dessert. I am going to make a coffee custard pudding for you today. And I am not going to do the molded gel pudding, but I'm going to just do it. I'm going to show it to you in a ramekin. So you can just do a small portion. You can do big portions. As for the presentation, you can again present it like we presented it the last time in the shot glasses. You can do that as well. So we're just going to use very simple pantry ingredients. Let me just put my hair up.
You want to share this with the Queen's Curry Kitchen or not? Not today?
Yeah, I'm just going to go live on that as well.
Okay.
So thank you, everybody that's tuning in. Welcome, welcome. You are live in the Queen's Curry Kitchen, in my kitchen in Queens, where we are making dessert today. Along the way, if you have any questions, just drop it in the chat. Veena ji will moderate the chat. I will be able to moderate the chat from here. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the camera angle so y'all can see what is going on. I will familiarize you with the ingredients that we need for this recipe. It's just super simple. We all have coffee at home, right?
Thoda sa, Nupur, make it a little higher. Can you do that? No. I
Yeah,
guess you
but
can't.
then you won't be able to see the stove
Yeah,
top. That's
that is true. That is true. Then you have to show the stuff.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
this
going to show it to you. I'm just going to boil milk. So there's really,
Yeah, so you said
and I'm going to bring you in. So this is just
instant-
regular good old instant coffee,
instant
Nescafe.
coffee.
We all have that at home. You can also do that if you have like filter coffee and you use it with the K cups, you can just use that. This is good old regular sugar. I'm going to use 2 cups of milk, which we all have at home. You can do this with any plant-based milk as well. If you don't do dairy, you can do this with almond milk, rice milk, whatever. We are going to use some nuts for garnish. And then we're also going to use some festive sprinkles like this for garnish, right?
Oh, these are like colorful. Those color.
Yeah, these are like little sugar beads that you get in the supermarket, and they come in seasonal colors, and you can just use whichever one you like. Each one has its own opening, so you don't need to put everything. You can just pick and choose whichever one you want. If you want to do like a gold and silver and white theme, I think that would be really good against the light brown shade of the coffee.
What is it called again? I mean, Nupur, what is it called?
These are called festive sprinkles, you know.
Oh, okay.
And they come in all different kinds of colors. You get them in every supermarket at this time of the year. It's called Winter Wonderland Sprinkle Mix.
Oh.
They have them in the bakery section in Michael's. They also have them in the supermarkets right next to where you have all of the bakery stuff, baked goods. Hello, Annette. Welcome to the Queen's Curry Kitchen. I also see Milagros tuning in. So welcome to the Queen's Curry Kitchen. We're making a simple coffee custard dessert today. So I've got some hot water going. This is about maybe 4 or 6 tablespoons of hot water. The idea is to just extract the flavor from the coffee. If you have a K-cup or a coffee brewing machine at home, you can literally do the same thing with that. You can just totally skip this step in that case. So I'm just going to put the hot water in this cup.
No, if you have the Keurig, you can do it there in the machine?
Yes, you can I just need the coffee liquor basically. That's all I need. So whether you do it the old-fashioned way, whether you do it from the microwave, or whether you just give me what comes out of a K-cup, that's fine too. Okay, so we are going to go in with just regular instant coffee.
4 tablespoons of water, and then the 2 tablespoons.
Yeah, if you have a Keurig, then you don't even need that. And depending on how strong or light you want your coffee, just give it a stir. So this is a really, really nice and strong liquor. I'm just going to let it steep for a few minutes. I will put it aside. I can put the coffee away as well because we won't be needing it until our final steps. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add 2 cups of milk to my pan. I'm going to cover it smells really good already. I am going to cover it so that I can get the maximum flavor retention. If you have the cardamom coffee that you bought from my website, from my online shop, that coffee will also work. That is an instant coffee. So that will work too. Let me just go and grab the vanilla really quickly. Okay. So some of the flavors that really work with coffee and the desserts around the holidays are the spicy, the woody kind of deep flavors. So cinnamon works really well with coffee. Cardamom works well with coffee. Vanilla, chocolate, these are the flavors that really work well with coffee. So once you know what are the things that are good, you can always, I'm just going to bring it back here so we can talk a little bit. You can obviously also see what you're seeing. For all the people that are tuning in from the Queen's Curry Kitchen page, do consider sending some stars to support this page if you like our videos so that we can keep them coming. So I just have to bring this to a boil. In the meantime, I am going to prepare what I need to do for my custard. So this is just a regular custard powder that I got from the Indian grocery store. I've got vanilla. If you don't have custard, you can always use cornstarch, right? So custard powder is nothing but flavored cornstarch. That's all there is to it. It's not sweet. There's nothing mixed in it. It's just cornstarch and vanilla flavor or mango flavor or whatever it is that you need. We are going to take some cold milk. It has to be cold, remember, not hot. So 2 cups of milk have gone into this pan. We have to bring this to a boil. In here, I have some cold milk.
How much? Right? How much is that? About half a cup or something?
It's about 1/4 cup. Not even. We just need to dissolve this in cold water. So just like for your Chinese dishes, you will use cold water to dissolve
Okay.
The cornstarch here, you're going to use cold milk or water, whatever you want to dissolve the custard powder. Okay, so I'm just going to flip you guys back here again, so you all can see. And cornstarch is 99 cents for a box. Custard powder is $3.99.
Oh, okay.
But essentially, it's the same thing. There's really
Yeah.
nothing to
Oh, I
it.
didn't know that. I didn't know this is the same thing.
It's
I
the
didn't
same
know.
thing. Yeah, it's cornstarch, but it has flavor in it, and it has artificial color in it. So your mango custard is going to be yellow. Your
Yeah.
orange custard is going to be orange, right? So that's pretty much.
This one is plain or is it vanilla? What is it?
This one is vanilla.
Vanilla. Okay. Vanilla flavor.
You'll never get it plain. Plain means you have to buy cornstarch.
Right, right.
Right.
Mm.
Hi, Sarla. Good morning. We are making a coffee custard today. What is this thing floating in the milk? Strange. Okay, so the milk is coming to a boil. I'm using a non-stick pan, which is, I think, best, especially when you're making milk-based desserts.
Yeah, that's true. Mhm.
I'm going to add in about a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons in here.
Okay.
Now, if you want a rich pudding-like consistency, you will also need butter for this recipe. And if you just want it to be nice and smooth without being heavy on the palate, then you won't be adding butter. Especially if you're not doing something that's molded, like if you're not putting the custard in a mold, then you don't need to grease it. You don't need to add butter or ghee to it to make it richer and thicker, okay? That's the difference. And this is without egg. Usually, a lot of times custards are made with eggs and the
Yeah.
eggs are tempered.
That's what I heard.
So for
yes.
those people that don't eat eggs or are vegan, just make this with plant-based milk and you don't need any eggs. You'll be fine. Okay, now I'm going to just go ahead and dissolve this. Whoa, that happened fast.
Oh, yeah. I was looking at
It happened
I
very
hope-
fast.
I hope she picks it up quick.
No, I was very attentive to it. Otherwise, it would have really messed up my stovetop. I'm just going to set it aside so it doesn't spill over. I'm just going to take the time to dissolve this completely so that there are no lumps in here.
Right. Okay.
Hey, Shumana, good morning. How are you today? Drop a comment if you want to say something about what your favorite chocolate dessert is. What is your favorite Christmas dessert that you like? What is it that you always serve at parties when you have them at home? Or what is one thing that you like? Yesterday I had a photo shoot and I made a dirty chai nog. Instead of eggnog, I made chai nog pudding with citrus bits, and it was really good. So my photographer and his assistant, they ate it up really quickly before I could take any pictures or do a live video. So just try to focus on what are the flavors of the season and try to capture them in your desserts. It's really easy to do that with spices and essential oils. I'm going to scrape the sides so that all of the cream can go back into this thing.
Right. Okay.
Right? Yeah. And before I add the custard powder blended with the milk, I'm going to go ahead and add the sugar that I need. So I will add about 2 to 3 teaspoons of sugar into here. You don't need a whole lot, depending on how sweet or
tablespoon or 3 spoons? Tablespoon?
this right here.
Yeah, this is a small one, right?
Yeah.
Like a
Teaspoon.
spoon.
Just give it a gentle mix.
Mm.
It dissolves rather quickly. Now, if you like that deep flavor, you can use molasses for this. You can use gur, jaggery. You can use maple syrup to enhance that deep flavor so that it'll work really nicely with the coffee. You don't have to, but if you want to, you certainly can. Now I'm going to bring the heat back up so that it can come to a boil. Whenever you drop anything that has cornstarch in it, wait for the boiling point and then add the cornstarch liquid to wherever the boil is happening. Don't add it to something that's sitting flat. It's just going to make it very lumpy, right? So wait for it to come back to the boil again. I am going to grab my whisk.
Okay.
This is a hand whisk that I'm going to use.
Oh, okay.
I always use a silicone spatula to scrape the sides of my non-stick pan.
Otherwise they get scratched. Yeah.
Yeah, they get scratched, and also silicone really make sure that you don't waste anything.
Correct.
So even when you're cleaning out something, or you're making a pudding, or you're making a cake, or you have a batter, when you use a silicone spatula, you can literally scrape off very neatly.
Right. That is true.
Okay, so Harcharan Kaur is watching. Good morning, Harcharan. Welcome to the Queen's Curry Kitchen. I'm just going to keep whisking this, and you can see it's coming up to the boil. If you like it more sweet, you can add more than 3 teaspoons of sugar, no problem. Now, as it simmers, I'm going to gradually add, I'm going to lower the heat and gradually add the cornstarch mixture.
Cornstarch
This is
with the
vanilla.
bacon.
So keep on whisking it so that there are no lumps, and then add it very gradually. This is way more than what we need. So as soon as you put it in, you will see that the thickness of this is going to change. You see this, like how it became really thick. Let me show you this.
Yeah.
Immediately it becomes really thick.
Mm-hmm.
So just cook it for a couple of seconds because you don't want the cornstarch to be raw. Just be mindful that it doesn't burn to the bottom of your pan.
Right, right.
If you fear that, you can add a tad bit of water. It doesn't hurt. Right? You see how it immediately becomes like this really thick consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
Now what we're going to do is, instead of adding any water, we're going to go back to, remember we had put away something.
Oh yeah.
Who remembers what this was,
Coffee,
right?
the coffee with
Yes. So we have this, and we're making a coffee pudding, a coffee custard.
Right.
So we are going to go ahead and add coffee to this.
Wow, looks delicious already.
And you don't have, like, if you want it to be completely brown, you can mix it in vigorously with the whisk. If you just want it to be
just like on the top only.
Just like that, then, be very gentle with it and just create the swirls. And that's about it. That literally is it. You don't need to do anything. Check how sweet it is. If you like it to be, I think it's plenty sweet, but I'll add a little more because coffee does add a little bit of a
bitter. It gets a little bitter with that.
It does add a little bit of the bitterness to it.
Yeah. Yes.
And now the problem is if I swirl it and stir it, then my whole zebra pattern or this marbling that I have is going to go away. So that won't be pretty. But that's okay. I have other tricks up my sleeve that I can do with this.
Okay. So you do. People like us will do.
So this is done.
Yeah.
And you can do two things. You can either put them in individual little ramekins or smaller ramekins, like maybe like this one. You can put them in small ramekins like this.
Okay. Yeah, that's for individual, right? Individual.
Yeah, this is for individual servings. You can put them in short glasses like we put it before.
Yes, yes, that's right.
Like these, you can put them in these.
Yeah, those are like
right. So you can do those. Or then you can put it in a bowl and then serve it family style. So whoever needs how much ever, they can just help themselves and they can get it. Now I'll tell you a couple of other options of how we can put this together. Let's say you had plum cake the night before and you have leftovers from that after Christmas, right?
Right.
So you just put the plum cake at the bottom and you spoon this custard over that. Oh. And then you let it chill together in the fridge. So what's going to happen is that you're going to have cake and custard together. But when you bite into that cake, it'll be super moist. It'll give you the taste of almost like tiramisu, but not quite tiramisu.
Oh, okay.
Right. Wow. So it'll give you a coffee dessert taste. If you don't want to do the grains and you don't want to do the gluten and extra sugar from the cake, just take this, spoon it over, you're going to be fine. Let me just get a ladle. I'm just going to spoon this over. Now, if you notice, I've not used the entire coffee because I do want to create that marbling. And I'm going to do that.
A quick question. I don't know, but with the coffee, but can you add like a fruit or something in this thing or not?
You can, but always add your fruit after your custard has chilled.
Yeah.
Never add it when it's hot.
Oh, good to know.
Always add your fruit, nuts, add it when the custard is already chilled. Do not add it to hot custard.
I see. So then you can add any kind of fruit or
you can add any kind of fruit, not something that's watery. So don't add watermelon, cantaloupe, but you can add fruits that hold up. Like you can add pears, you can add mangoes, you can add berries on top. Once it's chilled, it's actually going to really behave itself. So you don't have to worry that much. But till the time it doesn't chill, you have to be a little careful.
Right. Bananas, you can do that too? Bananas you can add or?
You can, but try to just layer the bananas on top. Don't try to put them inside the custard because then it gets super gloppy.
Right, right.
I'm just going to drizzle some coffee on top and show you a technique that we can use. We can use simple tools. If you have toothpicks at home, Or then if you have a fork, let me get that.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a toothpick and here's a fork. Now, if you really don't like the thinness of this coffee, you can actually add cornstarch to the coffee and make it thick like this as well. Or you can add chocolate and coffee together and make it thick. Okay, I don't have a problem with the texture of the coffee. We're just gonna go in and just make a nice canvas. And then into here, we're just gonna add a few drops. And I'm telling you, this coffee is so intense that the flavor with the vanilla is really, really strong, right? So one quick tip is whenever you're making specialty coffees or you're making like a mango shake or something, add a little bit of vanilla. It really gives a nice backdrop and it deepens the flavor of whatever you're creating. So even if you're making like a berry pudding or a berry pie or apple something, add a little bit of vanilla. It really makes the flavors pop, right?
Okay.
Now you're going to take something as simple as a toothpick and you're just going to go this way and this way and this way.
Wow.
It is going to create the swirls and you have to do it fast because your pudding is thickening up already. Right. You can either use a fork and you can do it that way too. You just dip it in. You go like that. You go like that. Whatever design you want to make, you can make it.
You can create something. Yeah. Design.
Yes. So then when it comes out of the fridge, it's going to already have this pattern on it. Then you can go back and, add nuts or whatever it is that you want to add.
But then you won't have the design if you add all those things in it, right?
No, you have to place them. You can't just put it everywhere. You have to pick and choose what are the areas that you want to place it.
Yeah, okay.
You can maybe just have nuts around the periphery and not do anything in the middle. Now I'm going to give you one very important tip that we often make a mistake with when it comes to custards. People say that there is a thick skin on top, there is a malai on top, which I don't like. I'll tell you the trick to that.
Oh. Yeah, a lot of people have that with the milk.
And so they say, it comes in the mouth and children don't like the mouthfeel of it. It's very gloppy. Everybody complains about that. So the way to avoid that is, some people say, well, don't use full cream milk, don't use whole milk. But the richness of the custard, especially this, since it doesn't have butter, it doesn't have egg yolks, it's going to be a very flat blend custard if we don't do it with whole milk, right? So what you do is you take a piece of cling film.
Right. Okay.
And you put it in, but you have to put it so that it touches the surface of the custard.
Oh.
Don't keep any distance between the film and the top of the custard.
I see.
So it should really touch. You may lose some of the patterning, but once it chills, it will be very easy to lift off. You won't lose much.
Okay.
So this is the way to do it. Just make sure the skin of the custard is touching the film in every possible section. Right? And then whatever is the overhang, you can just drape it over your bowl and press it.
Okay.
So this can now be chilled in the oven. Gonna do one little corner. And whatever extra coffee you have, don't throw it away, because when you take it out after chilling, you may need this coffee to drizzle, or if you have individual portions that you want people to pour it on, you can add some chocolate syrup to this and make it into a sweet coffee chocolate syrup or something, and they can just spoon it over their desserts based on their individual preferences, right? So always have the cling film touch the surface of the custard so that it doesn't form the skin. And then you're going to chill this for about, I think 3 to 4 hours is usually enough. But again, the longer it sits, the better it gets, because all the flavors get a chance to work together. So that's literally the best thing. Now for the garnish, I'm going to use some pistachios and some walnuts.
Okay.
You can use whatever you have. And we'll just prepare those. We won't be putting it in because the custard is still hot.
Right.
But you can keep it handy. And also, if you're hosting a large party where you don't know if someone's going to be allergic to nuts or peanuts, then you can serve the nuts on the side so that people can do their own toppings, right?
Right.
So walnuts, pralines, pistachios, all these things go really well. Almonds, they go really well with stuff like this. We'll just create some toppings for it. And for that, I'll teach you the technique of how to chop nuts with your knife.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so without the nuts, I'm going to do the demo. So the trick is to hold your knife at a point down here, right?
Right.
And then also put your hand here.
Oh.
And to swivel your knife this way. So it's almost like you're working with a compass and trying to make a circle, but your motion is jab, 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 jab. But don't pivot, just pivot it from here. Don't let this part move, right?
Okay.
You don't need to go like that for nuts. So you start out by doing that, and then the more you go back and forth, the more with every chop it becomes a finer and finer.
That's good. Right.
Chop, right? So this is how you chop your nuts without smashing your fingers, without losing any digits from your fingers, because you do need those hands to open the Christmas presents. Right? So this is how you will chop your nuts. Just every time you go back, it's a finer mince. If you like them coarsely chopped, don't go back and forth too many times. If you like them finely chopped, then go back a few times. And I'm doing it really fast, but trust me, I also didn't know it. It comes with practice. I was not born with this skill. Right? So if you want to make it finer, you can make it finer.
You can't put it in the blender or something?
Yeah, you can.
You can?
The thing with when you put nuts in a blender, one really bad thing that I don't like about putting nuts in a blender is that they start releasing oils.
They start releasing
from the heat of the motor, they start releasing oils. So then it has like this rancid smell. And if you don't keep your nuts in your fridge, then it'll really get very hot from the motor of the grinder, and it's going to have a very rancid, like oily smell.
Okay, I didn't think about that. Yeah, I didn't know.
So motors always have heat in them, which is why even when you buy a juicer for your fruits, buy a cold press juicer that is a slow masticating juicer instead of a centrifugal one, because the heat of the motor will kill all the nutrients from your fruits, and all you're consuming is sugar without fiber. Yeah. Which is why in the old days, when they used to grind the masalas in the mortar and pestle that looked like this, the food tasted very different, because the heat of the motor doesn't kill the aromatics from it.
Yes.
So again, this is this. Now, if you have very pretty dry fruit, like you have these walnuts that are perfectly shaped, you don't really have to chop all of them. You can chop a few and put them inside. I mean, presuming you're putting it inside, but if you're serving it on the side, you can put these on the side, and then when you're plating your custard, you can literally just take the really pretty ones. Okay. And you can decorate them.
You can do that too, yes.
You can decorate it facing up, right? You can do that. You can also sugarcoat your nuts. You can do all kinds of things with this. You can do a combination of berries and nuts. All of that is possible. And so keep these in little ramekins right next to your dessert station. If you want to serve cake on the side, you can serve cake and that on the side. And one other thing that goes really well on top of coffee desserts is this drinking chocolate. You can do cocoa powder, like sweet cocoa powder. This is from India, but you can do sweet cocoa powder, which pretty much does the same thing. And you can just add a little bit of sprinkling of this. You can serve some cinnamon powder on the side. So people can really customize it and make it their own. If you want to serve your custard alongside vanilla ice cream, that's great. If you want to serve it alongside cake, that's great. So the nuts are ready. You can actually put them away, and then on the day of the party, when you're serving your dessert, you just take it out of the fridge, remove the film, and then add any last minute decorations that you want to add. And also, if you want to garnish it, you can garnish it with the whole walnuts. You can garnish it with whatever things that you want to put on top. Or if you want to just serve everything on the side, you can just make a dessert station. So you have the cake separately, you have the custard separately, you have a bowl of fruits, you have ice cream. So people can do a mix and match. They can just eat one thing and not eat the other thing.
One thing I'm going to ask you, Nupur.
Yeah.
I think maybe this is a silly question, but can we have like a pound cake? Like, for example, you said cake, right? Like a pound cake, and then you can put the custard on top?
Yeah, absolutely. So there is a very popular dessert where you have cake at the bottom and then custard on top.
Exactly.
I personally, for that one, I prefer the custard to be a little thin.
Yeah, that's
because then it really goes into the groove of the cake. But if your cake is a little dense, then all you need to do is just poke it with a knife. Poke it with a fork and make some holes in it.
Right.
So it'll seep into all the liquid. And then you let it sit for a bit. So then when you bite into it, it's super moist and it tastes like, I don't know, the Black Forest cake from India. That's how it tastes like.
Yeah, that's something. I think that's I've seen that people doing that at a station like that. They just said.
Yes, cake and custard is really, really popular. Even in my family, in my mom's house, It's a very popular combination. So whenever they make like a basic cake, you can always amp it up by serving it. So if it's a tea cake, you can amp it up by serving it with custard as a dessert after dinner or something. But tea cakes are generally eaten at 3-4 o'clock, with your cup of chai. So you can actually just make it whatever you want to make it.
You can make it like a dessert after dinner or after lunch if you have
yes, absolutely. Depending on how you're serving it, depending on how you want to present it. And you can also use store-bought cake. You don't have to make everything from scratch every time. So I'm a big supporter of semi-homemade. You can buy a store-bought cake from Entenmann's. You can buy, let's say you have chocolate muffins that you had for Christmas brunch, and then those are left over. So just take one muffin, cut it into small pieces, and then put that at the bottom, put the custard on top. So there's several ways to actually creatively use whatever you have.
So my thing is like, if you have let's say we're having I'm hosting a Christmas lunch or brunch, late lunch or whatever. So with this thing, what do you suggest that we should have? Fruit, what combination, what kind of desserts we should have with that? This custard to have.
That's a really good question, Veena ji.
Yeah.
So for all my Queen's Curry Kitchen people that are watching, Veena ji from Dil Diyan Gallan just asked that if I'm doing a Christmas lunch, then what other kind of desserts can I serve with this? So with this, it goes beautifully. Like if you're setting up a dessert station,
right.
You can do store-bought pie. You can do a tub of vanilla ice cream, or eggnog ice cream would be really nice.
Okay.
Right? And then you want something acidic because everything is cream. So you want to break up that with something acidic. So maybe like a nice berry bowl or bowl of fruits with pineapples and strawberries and whatnot. You can do chocolate covered strawberries. You can do a platter of that. You can do fresh fruits. You can do jellos, like just jello or sorbet to just clean your palate after all the dairy. So you can do a jello or a sorbet. That would be really nice. You can do little smoothie shots. So you just make a really nice smoothie with tropical fruits and lots of ice, or take the fruits and freeze them in the freezer, and then take them out, add some maple syrup, and just blitz them. So they'll be like that nice smoothie consistency. And you just serve the smoothie shots in these cups. So it's like nice and colorful. You can pick whatever fruit.
I mean, like if you have a nice table for the dessert. So
yes, absolutely. And sometimes you're just doing a wine and dessert party. You can also buy these kind of frozen fruits and literally just pop them in the blender. You can put like a pina colada mix to it. You can add some coconut milk and make it into a pina colada smoothie shot or whatever. So there's really a lot of things that you can do that don't have to take up all of your day. And one other tweak that I have for people that love berry smoothies, if you have kids that like berry smoothies, you have to get this beetroot powder. It comes in a powder form from the Indian stores, and you can literally sneak this into your smoothies. They will think it's the color of raspberries, but actually it's beets, and beets work on a cellular level to enhance the oxygen in every cell of your body. So if you want to cheat them, and if you want to, I shouldn't say cheat them, I think you're doing them a favor, but if you want to trick them into thinking that they're drinking berry smoothie, put the berries, but also put in some beets powder. It's going to give it that nice, vibrant.
It's an Indian store. I've never seen
it. Yeah, it's an Indian store. You have a section where they have the moringa powder, the beetroot powder, the tulsi powder. They have all those powders, so you can do it that way.
Yeah, a lot of things that we don't know about the Indian stores. We don't go to all the aisles. We'll just
and it's really good. You just have to do a little bit of beetroot powder every day in some form or the other. Make a roti out of it. Put it in your atta. You can cook with it. You can make a raita out of it. It has no flavor or taste, but it's really the powdered form. So even though you don't have time to go to the store and buy fresh beets, you can still use the powder. Right? And anything that you're doing with berries, if you're missing the color, use the beets powder. It will give you that natural fuchsia kind of, that wine color. You'll get it in that. Okay.
I just want to tell the people who just joined us.
Yes.
Nupur just now, she just showed us how to make a beautiful what you call it,
coffee custard
pie, sorry, coffee custard, right? That's what it is.
Coffee custard dessert. We just finished making that
with the coffee.
With instant coffee, with milk and sugar. You don't need a whole lot of
those are good stuff, all the good stuff in it. So with that, and she's showing us how to garnish it. She's showing us all the different tricks, what to put in there, like beets, for example, which
we're talking about all the things that complement it, all the things that it can work together with cake, with nuts, with fruits. How do you present it? We talked about the complementary flavors that work together in this season. So if you have not given it a try, definitely give it a try. If you missed the video and you're just tuning in, head back
Right.
into the video and catch the replay. It will be on Dil Diyan Gallan and it will be on Queen's Curry Kitchen. So for all the people who tried the apple pie shots and sent me pictures of what they created and loved it, thank you so much for that. If you're watching me on the Queen's Curry Kitchen, definitely consider sending some stars my way. It will greatly help to keep the channel afloat. For all the people that are watching from Dil Diyan Gallan, I'm in New York, so if you need any catering, any meal delivery service, I have all of that. Check out my website for information. If you're trying to explore Indian food but don't know where to start, I have ebooks on the subject, right from rice dishes from India, breads of India, restaurant curry secrets of India, street foods of India, the famous beverages and chutneys. There are classes also that I teach online. So if you want to really start your journey with Indian food, definitely consider following the Queen's Curry Kitchen and turn on your notifications so that when we go live, you'll be notified.
We feel like almost every
I try to do it quite frequently. I wanted to do one yesterday, but between the photo shoot and everything, it was just so crazy. We were pressed for time, or I would have definitely done it behind the scenes. So yesterday we did a photo shoot for a magazine cover, and I was making a lot of fusion dishes for that magazine cover. So there was chicken tikka tacos, there was puri sabzi, and then there was Indian style sunny side up eggs. And so it was like a nice brunch. And then I did dirty chai mousse cups with dirty chai mousse cups with citrus bits. I did that. And they absolutely loved it. So yeah, we keep doing something.
Let me ask you a couple of questions. I know you're multi-talented and everything. When I met Nupur, that time she was in fashion. And
yes, I used to have my own clothing line. I was a fashion designer for 25 years.
About 12 years ago, I think I went to some festival, India Association, that we had India Fest, and there were so many people with clothes, jewelry. I don't know. My mind was, I just got attracted to that table.
Yes, we've been friends a long time.
I don't know how that happened. Now, so from that day, I said, I bought a few things. I said, you know what, I like these earrings. And, we started talking. And then I said, I do women's programs. She said, I'm
just going to say goodbye to all the viewers from Queen's Curry Kitchen and hop back to you so that we can take questions and comments.
Yes.
Thank you, everybody, for joining me. I will be back on Thursday doing a live making a butter chicken biryani, and I will be making vegan shepherd's pie samosas for you. So stay tuned. Catch the replay of this video if you missed it. And then I will see you in another video real soon. Turn your notifications on, honey. Do not forget. Check out the website for a free download to the chana masala recipe, www.queenscurrykitchen.com. As always, be blissful and flavorful. I will see you again soon. Bye.
Yeah. Now, my question was, how did you change from their passion to this thing? What made you, turn to this thing? Well, you were already into this thing before.
So
what happened?
When fashion was my main gig, food was my passion.
Fashion was your passion that time, right?
Fashion was my main gig, right? And so food was my passion. When I stepped away from fashion and I decided not to do it anymore after having done it for 25 years, I needed something different that I was looking for. I decided to, and I was just, randomly making videos of whatever I was cooking. That was also the time when I had actually moved away from our large family where we were living for almost 20 years. And I started living as a nuclear family. So suddenly I didn't have to cook for all those people anymore. And so I had all this time in my life. But a part of my discipline was to cook for 20 people every single day. So I just felt like I'm missing something. And so I started to share videos of whatever I was cooking on a daily basis, right from my kitchen. And so that's how it kind of took on. And even when I was a fashion designer, when we would be in photo shoots and we'd be, taking pictures for our brand and showcasing our line of clothing, all my models that came would agree to work for free. They just wanted to eat butter chicken and rice at the end of the evening. That's all they wanted. So while the photo shoot was happening, my business partner, she would be taking care of all the costume changes and this and that because we had planned everything out the day before. And I would be in the kitchen making like butter chicken and rice for 20, 30 people from a tiny Brooklyn apartment. So that's pretty much what we did, right? So food, I was always known for my food. Also, when we traveled a lot for our trade shows, etc., we would always take a slow cooker. We would always get a suite or an Airbnb instead of living in a hotel. Because 3, 4, 5 days of eating hotel meals, 3 days of
Yeah.
3 times a day was just not fun. So we would make our own meals on the go, and they'd be really quick and they'd be amazing. So that's how it kind of happened, and I never really looked back, but everybody loved my recipes. I started putting more and more stuff. So food really became my first gig. And then I did my first book called The Vegan Indian Home, which is also still available on my website as an ebook if anybody wants to head over to that. So it's really everyday recipes that we eat at home in an Indian home. And a lot of Indian recipes, especially North Indian ones, are vegan by default, but we just don't know it because the way Indian food is projected in restaurants, everything is filled with heavy cream and butter and this and that, whereas Indian food in the homes is really much simpler, and yet it's very complex because all of the seasonal stuff is incorporated into our thalis. So that's pretty much how it started, and here I am 5 years later.
No, but you are like moving up, you're spreading, you're doing different things also. You're doing the
Yes, I like to change the narrative around Indian food, especially around homestyle Indian food, which is really a rather underappreciated or underrepresented as a category in the food scene of the world, especially in America. Like, no one knows what Indian homestyle cooking is all about unless you had Indian friends or and I used to think that my brand is only for people who are not Indian, but you'll be surprised how many more of the Indian people or Indian kids who don't either have the skills or the time or the ability to make Indian food follow me for the reason that I don't know, I probably either remind them of the food that they grew up with, but don't know how to make it. And, not for nothing, my own kid doesn't know how to make Indian food. It's a shame, but it is. It's like she can make shrimp and pasta, she can make chicken cutlets, she can make whatever continental food, she can make burgers, she can make fish, she can make lamb, everything. She cannot make rajma, she cannot make dal. So it's sad, but there is an entire generation of kids who are not getting in the kitchen enough or not helping their moms or grandmoms. Like, we grew up assisting our parents or grandparents or mothers-in-laws or whatever. These kids don't have that, right? So lately, especially on TikTok, a lot of my following is actually also Indian people who either don't have the time to cook like that anymore, or they're just looking for substitutes that they can find in supermarkets where they live instead of having to go to Indian grocery stores. We're in New York, so we're a little more privileged. We find everything very easily. Not everybody who lives in the suburbs.
Nupur, question here is what is the name of your what's the name of your book again? Somebody wants to know?
The Vegan. I have several books. If you go on my website, the queenscurrykitchen.com, and go on the online shop and scroll down, you will see all the books. I have a book called The Vegan Indian Home, which was my very first one. The next one that I did is called The Spice of Life, which is a collaboration of an omnivorous book where there's vegetarian and non-vegetarian recipes based on 5 of the most popular spices. This is a book that I co-authored with another spice vendor from Ireland, and we both co-authored the book. So he wrote all the non-vegetarian recipes based on the top 5 selling spices that he has. And I wrote, it was in the middle of the pandemic, so we literally were on Zoom, and we co-authored the book, and then we kind of put it together. So that's also an ebook. The other book that I have is called The Restaurant Curry Secrets. So just a little background, my family has 4 Indian restaurants in Manhattan. And so I've taken all of those curry secrets of how the chefs make really quick dishes in such a short time, whereas Indian food is known for its elaborate cooking processes. I've taken all those curry secrets and put it into that book. So where you learn the top 5 Indian curries and how to make the dishes based off of those curries in that book. There is also a book called Rice, the Indian Staple. From the first time that we try to eat anything as a baby in the Indian culture, we are fed rice.
Right.
And the last rites after we die, all the people that come to our funeral and the prayers beyond on the 13th day are also fed rice. So that is the complete circle, and a lot of the Indian culture depends on rice. Rice is used in every puja, in every offering at the altar that is made. So there is an entire book which teaches you how to make basic basmati rice, biryani, kheer, rice roti. It's got a lot of variety. Then there's another book which is called the bread basket, the Indian bread basket. So it teaches you how to make roti, paratha, aloo paratha, gobi paratha, naan, kulcha. All of the pictures that you see in those are also actual pictures of actual food that I've taken. There's not been a food photographer that's worked with me. It's not staged. It's actual food that my family eats. So it's really as authentic as it gets. And I think that's pretty much it. And I think I have a book on beverages and desserts, but I'm not quite sure if it's live on the website right now. But those are pretty much some of the books that are out there, and you can go and check out the online.
If somebody wants to listen to your podcast or I mean your, I think not daily. You said once a day. You don't do it every day, but you have the recipes coming up. So where do they have to go or to listen to that?
Well, I have a YouTube channel where they can catch all the replays from the Facebook lives. So all of the Facebook lives are actually contained in the YouTube channel. You can search Queen's Curry Kitchen on YouTube. I also do exclusive content on TikTok. So again, on TikTok, my ID is Queen's Curry Kitchen. You can capture every recipe in less than a minute because TikTok videos have a time limit.
Right.
So it's like the really quick version of it. And if you are on Facebook, of course, you can follow the page Queen's Curry Kitchen. There is also a private Facebook group called Indian Food Lovers.
Oh.
And you can follow that. There will be exclusive content and membership opportunities that are coming up for that club in 2023. So that's something I'm working on. So there will be a spice kit that goes to your home. There will be a recipe with it, and you will make it along with me on a certain day of the month, every month. And there's a subscription based model. So all of those things are on the cards. If you go on my website right now and scroll down, you can download a free chana masala recipe. Before you try any of the books or you buy any of the books, I would urge you to try that recipe and see if you like the taste of it. If you feel like you're convinced that you can follow the directions that I've put out, just the way I've put them out, then only then should you buy the book. If you don't like what you eat in the free recipe, then please don't buy my books. Please don't buy my spices.
Oh, where that is on your Queen's Curry Kitchen page.
Yes,
right?
it is on the Queen's Curry Kitchen website. It's a free download of a chana masala recipe. It's very far from the multiple steps that we use to make chana masala, the traditional Indian way, but it's definitely a great icebreaker recipe. So if you haven't tried it, you should definitely give it a try. On the website, you'll also see spice blends. You'll see a kadai blend. You'll see tandoori spice magic. You'll see classic tikka masala blend.
Okay.
You will see all these spices to make all the Indian food that you need. I have a tandoori magic for all of your grilled and barbecue items. Also, if you're trying to barbecue something on your air fryer. This is a coastal curry blend. So all of the southern Indian dishes, masala is this. This is the stir fry masala with which you can make things like bharwa, bindi, karele, bangan, any kind of dry sabji, gobi, aloo, karai paneer you can make with this. And this is the chicken tikka spice blend. With this, you can make all of the Punjabi dishes. So you can make butter chicken, you can make dal makhni, chole, rajma, methi matar malai, you can make butter paneer, you can make thing malai kofta, you can make things like
marinating, or is it just you can this is
just to put it already has onion, tomato, ginger, garlic, everything is in here. So if you're just making a butter chicken, take this, saute your chicken, take this, put it in some cream, heavy cream, mix it, and then put it on top of your curry. Your curry will be ready in no time. So these are now also available in smaller sizes where it's just a one portion size. You just put the packet and done, so you don't have to measure anything. But I've just really tried to make the journey into Indian food a lot easier for everybody so that you don't feel like, oh, I don't know where to start. So even if you cannot take a class, you can try the spice blends. There's also chai masala. There is a coffee blend. There's cardamom coffee. There's chai. There's lots of things that you can do. More than anything else, even if you don't feel like you don't have the budget or the time to buy the product, if you try any of the recipes, if you like what you made, tag me in those pictures, send me a DM and let me know if you have any questions about what you tried, or if you want me to make something specially on DDG Live when I come next time. Drop it in the comments below, and I'm happy to make recipes.
Nupur is going to be coming once in a while, definitely. And if you have any special requests, please do let us know. Then we can tell her, and then she'll be more than willing to share it on this Dil Diyan Gallan with us.
Definitely
to do it. Like she just showed us today, and last time she came with a, I think it was an apple something.
Apple pie shop.
Apple pie shop, yeah. and with the small glasses, it was really good. Everybody, a lot of people, they saw it and they made it and they sent pictures to her. So even this one, I think we should all try it and see if we can send it to her. She'll be very happy that we tried it, especially during the
I
nowadays.
will make pictures of it after I take it out of the fridge and it chills. I will take pictures and I will share it with you.
Yeah, okay,
So you
that's
can
great.
share it on your social feed as
Yeah.
well.
And also now another question, quick question. I know you're an excellent singer. How did that come into all this, in this cooking, fashion?
Okay, so
Gana,
I have been,
so how did that come in?
I'm not a trained singer. Like I've not had any classical Hindustani training, but I used to sing in my school choir as a kid. So I was in the school choir from the age of, I think, 10 or 11 till we graduated school. So for 7 or 8 years, I was in the choir. So we would sing all the prayers and the hymns and all that good stuff. So that's what happened. So music really has always stayed with me. And I'm very blessed that Ma Saraswati has given me a lot of talent. I've also worked with Radio Mirchi, with Radio 1600 AM, and with Radio Zindagi. So it's always been like a music related program, but I also love to sing. Sure enough, when the pandemic hit, then Veena ji came up with the idea of doing the musical program and doing it on Zoom. So we all got together, and then the karaoke thing happened, and I said, "Oh no, but I cannot sing on karaoke tracks. I've never sung on karaoke. Like I only sing unplugged."
I said, you have to try. You have to try. I told you that.
And she said, "No, you have to try. At the most, what's going to happen? Try it." And seriously, I tried it, and it really worked out. I found some songs that I was able to sing because I have a very bass voice, so I can't really belt out any of the Lata Mangeshkar type of songs, which really require a high range and a high octave. I'm really not that person. But upon Veena ji's insistence, I tried a few, and it really worked out. And then we used to meet every month, or I think every 2 weeks on Zoom, and everybody would sing a karaoke track. So I got a lot of encouragement and confidence from that. And then I was approached by some local karaoke groups, and then now we've got lasting friendships based on music. So that's that. I also have a podcast that's based on music and poetry.
Why you also do a lot of
Search me on Spotify as RJ Nupur or Safar Mastana with RJ Nupur. You will find my playlist. You will find some of my podcasts. I'm working on a lot of content with the poetry right now. I do poetry in Hindi and in Urdu. You'll find a lot of the content. I'm actually just recording it and trying to gather it from everywhere. Every piece of paper in my house either has a recipe or a poetry written on it. So I just really have to gather everything and put it into separate stashes.
This is the thing, Nupur. Food, gana, poetry brings the people together. That's what you are. You're people.
That is true.
These are the things that bring the people together. And
that is true.
Fashion all the women like to talk about fashion, and then we coordinated a very nice fashion show as well. After we met, I said, let's do something together. And we did.
See, I'm a connector of people and I'm a communicator. Plus, I love to use my skills to bring happiness and enjoyment to all the people who come and attach themselves to it, right? So, like a doctor or an attorney will make money when you're not feeling well or you're not doing your best. That's when the doctor becomes rich. That's when the attorneys become rich. I become rich if you enjoy the food, if you enjoy the music. That's the biggest prize for me. So I'm not waiting for you to be hungry or broke or whatever. Just enjoy whatever it is. If you can't afford the food, or if you don't live in New York, that's fine. Just follow the recipe, watch the YouTube channel, make it for your own family, and enjoy the happiness that brings.
My request is, please go and listen to her and go to the YouTube and try to find out the recipes that she did. And also TikTok, like she said, in 1 minute you can get a recipe, you can do something, try it. No harm in doing that.
A lot of recipes on TikTok as well. Yeah. So if you are impatient and you don't have the time, just go on TikTok and you'll find a lot of recipes there.
Do you have any song? Gaane ka bhi kuch kiya? YouTube mein?
YouTube mein nahi, it's only on Spotify right now. So I have a Spotify website. It's on Anchor and Spotify. Just search RJ Nupur, uppercase R, uppercase J, Nupur, or you can search Safar Mastana, RJ Nupur. You'll see the playlist. You'll see a couple of. So I'm working on some stories. I'm working on some poetry that I just have to transcribe and put it up. So that's pretty much where we're at with the Ghana and the Khana.
Ghana and the Khana, bilkul. That brings the people together. So we are here because of you, and we want to. Next time we'll have another session. We'll have a little different things, little some little smaller version of a different recipe for the holidays.
Sure.
And we're talking about different things as well. Today, I just wanted to introduce.
Next time, maybe we'll do an appetizer. We'll do an easy appetizer.
Yeah, appetizer. And I just wanted to, last time we had a session with Ramaji and 3 of us were there. So we'll do something like that again. And then we can hear some poetry, little singing, songs.
Absolutely.
Appetizer ki recipe bhi dekhenge. So we'll have a different and little bit about whatever you're watching on.
For sure.
What kind of show you're watching. Uski bhi baat karenge.
Okay.
So we're going to have that programmed pretty soon as well. But I just could try it. Go home. I mean, you're home, all of you. You must try this recipe because I want to hear about it. And of course.
Yeah, it's very easy. I mean, we all have these things in our home.
We all have it. Exactly. And I want you to try and let us know.
So we have some really nice comments coming in. I'm just going to take those. Kamlesh ji, Kamlesh ji is the sweetest soul. Yeah. So awesome, Nupur, you're multi-talented. May you have all the success in your business. Looking forward to your coming future shows. I love your singing ghazals as well. So Veena ji, she's saying to you, the great program today. You're an inspiration to bring great talented people on the program. All the main credits go to you, Veena ji. God bless you and your program. Oh, that's such a sweet thing to say, Kamlesh ji. That's really sweet of you to say.
Thank you so much. You know what? Like Nupur, she does everything for my heart. You can make out, and I do this thing for my heart. And she started with me.
Yeah,
so with me for 2-3 months before her business took off during the pandemic. You know, so we were together for a long time, and like I said, we met about 12-13 years ago.
Yeah,
and we've been in touch ever since. But especially during the pandemic, we became more close because we didn't have anything, and then we started this program. So she's going to be here. She's going to be coming to Dil Diyan Gallan, whether she likes it or not. She's going to be coming here and entertaining us either this way by giving us a recipe, by talking,
absolutely,
singing, poetry, whatever. So she's here. She's one of her friends, and Kamlesh ji, Ramaji, and all the friends who joined us today.
Ramaji saying, thank you, Veena ji and Nupur, for enlightening our cooking. Oh, thank you, Ramaji. You're so sweet. Yeah. Thank you all for your kind words. Whoever is making these comments and, encouraging us and appreciating it, it really gives us the confidence to keep bringing you new things. And as we do that, we also work upon ourselves and we open up ourselves to possibilities. And we're also exploring कि कैसे कुछ नया लाया जाए, कैसे कुछ इंटरेस्टिंग किया जाए, nothing boring. अपने दिमाग को जितना हम यूज करेंगे उतना ही ज्यादा वो तेज काम करेगा. It's like going to the gym, right? So when you explore new things and you discuss ideas, you step away from gossiping about other people and their jewelry and their saas and their bahu. So that's how you need to be. You need to be focused on creative stuff. We don't. Oh, today is Lambaji's birthday. So Ramaji is reminding us that
today is his birthday. Yeah. He's in the kitchen.
So today is Mr. Veena Lamba's birthday.
Yeah, today is his birthday. I forgot to mention that one. But I usually I mention everybody else's, but I forgot. But anyway, I wished him in the morning, and I'm going to go back and see what he wants to do for lunch. And then we're going to have something for dinner. Happy birthday to him from all of us. Please give him a big hug and tell him, we appreciate him because he's married to such a phenomenal person, but may he have a life full of health and happiness. Ramaji is also sending you birthday wishes from Nandi and Sujata. And Kamlesh ji says, Veena ji, we're always here. We're so lucky to be in your program. Happy birthday to our dear Mr. Lamba. So please convey our love to Virji. And, may he have good, happy, healthy years ahead of him. So we're just happy that he's celebrating one more year with all of his grandkids and his kids. That's wonderful. That is going to be great. So thank you, everyone, for joining. And I really, thanks for all the good wishes. I will tell my husband. And आते रही हमारे प्रोग्राम में हमारे वेडनेसडे को भी तन्नू वर्मा is coming from India. She's singing devotional songs, and she likes to talk, and she went around the world with the devotional singing. So she's be coming on Wednesday, and Friday we having Shelly G's coming for Shukrana. So please tune in, and also this program, if you join late, please go back, see the recipe, see the whole program again. You'll enjoy it. Second time around is always the best, isn't it? Always. You can make notes. Sometimes when I miss it, I turn it on in my car when I'm driving. So I'm just listening to what's going on. It's such interesting discussions that you always have. We do that. Yes. It's very nice. It's really, really nice. So thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful Monday. And share this page with your friends and family so that they'll also become a part of the Dil Diyan Gallan tribe.
We are always looking to add more people, and in the next year, we will be doing a lot of live events that you can come to and participate and interact with everybody. So don't get left out. Definitely follow this page, share this page, send some stars to your creator,
And
Dil Diyan Gallan, and encourage this program.
tell your friends to become members. It's a free membership. At the moment, it's free. So far, so good. So we'll try to do like next year. We're gonna try to make a little bit changes. We'll let you all know. But right now, enjoy the day, and thank you so much, Nupur, for coming and giving us your.
Thank you so much, Kamlesh ji, Rama ji. I'm able to see only some of the names, but thank you so much for joining us. We love you. We appreciate your support, and we always appreciate your presence. And again, Veena ji, please wish Mr. Lamba happy birthday from all of us. There's a lot of comments and hearts going out for him. So just let him know that he is in our thoughts and prayers today in the best possible way. And we're just happy that he's made another trip around the sun.
Yes, definitely. Yes. Thank you so much, everyone. And
take good care. Bye-bye. We love you. Bye-bye. Take care. Okay, Veena ji.
एक मिनट है ना, एक मिनट
Yeah.